guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell from the title, I'm going to start adapting sort of like a middle of the month check-in for you guys, just to kind of go over what I'm reading, things that are helping me in my reading. I know that's a little bit strange, but I tend to kind of adapt new things into my reading routine to help me get a little bit more organization in my life. As you guys know, most of my reading happens actually at work, but I did want to sit down today and kind of go over the books that I've read so far this month, where I am in my reading challenge, where I am in my TBR, and just how I'm doing. And then I also want to include one thing every single check-in that I am thankful for, because as you guys know, I'm trying to be more positive this year, but with positivity I think it also comes, you know, the task of being thankful for the things in your life, and I think that is what keeps us positive, because if you're focusing on the positive and you're focusing on the things that you're thankful for, then obviously it will bleed into your life. So I hope you guys are ready for this. As I said, this is like a test run for me. I've never done something like this. I tend to just do wrap-ups at the end of the month, but I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get started. So I have my laptop here with me, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the books that I have read so far this year, because there have been quite a few already, and I want to kind of give you guys a synopsis on what I sort of thought about them, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so far this month I have read 3 books. I'm currently also reading 3 books. So the first book that I actually finished, because I asked you guys if I should finish it on Instagram, thank you for everyone who told me that I should, because I really enjoyed it. It would be And I Darken by Kirsten White. When I first started reading the book, I really loved it. I thought it was really great, and then towards the middle it kind of waned a little bit because Lada, the main character, was just not performing the way that I wanted her to. She kind of had this love interest and it was a little bit confusing. I may do like an entire review on it, but overall the ending of the book, the last like 50-60 pages, I was completely hooked, and I'm really glad that I finished it, because I am really excited to pick up the second one, because I actually really ended up enjoying it. Now the next book that I finished would be Neanderthal Opens the Door to the Universe by Preston Norton. That was an ARC that I received from NetGalley, and you guys, I have to say that I know it's only like the second week of January, but I think that is going to be my absolute favorite book of the year. It has a 4.24 on Goodreads right now. It was just so funny. The main character is this 6'6" larger kid, and he's so sassy, and the wit and humor. I love self-deprecating humor, so I think that's why I really enjoyed it. But the story's a bit more than that. It's about a boy who's picked on, our Neanderthal as he calls himself and everybody else calls him, and he's picked on by these groups of kids who think that they're just like better than him. Well, one of those kids actually gets into a boating accident and he hits his head, and there is a list that he believes that he's given from God, and it is essentially 5 or 6 bullet points that are centered around repairing their high school and making their high school better, and they sort of become friends throughout it, and it's such a good book. I could not explain it to you. It is a lot more mental health related than I thought it was going to be, but I think that it is along sort of the same vein of We Are the Ants, which you guys know I absolutely loved last year. That was my top favorite book of 2017. But if you guys can get your hands on an ARC of this, if you go to NetGalley, if you're familiar with NetGalley, if you're a partner with them, I would try to get this, because like 5 stars, like across the board. I absolutely love that book, and I think I'm probably going to reread it a bunch before the year is even done. And the next thing I actually read is a comic book. I read Phoenix Without Ashes by Harlan Ellison. I really like the storyline of this. It is about like a very small community. I think their planet is about 50 miles around, but they sort of live in like the 1800s in the sense of, you know, they believe in witches. You know, they're one of those cultures that likes to like burn witches and heretics and things like that. But they're also centered around technology. There's like a box that talks to them and kind of judges everybody and then pairs people together so they can keep breeding. And you find out that there's a man who decides he doesn't want to marry who he's supposed to be marrying. He wants to marry somebody else because they're in love, and he goes on a run and he follows down a hole, and then you find out that their society is actually not what they thought it was. Now I did give this 2 stars because I thought the dialogue was quite forced. I still enjoyed it. It was still okay, but I think that it could have been so much better. But I do want to continue reading this series. I'm going to try to get my hands on it. That was actually rented from the library, because as you guys know, I do rent a lot from the library, but I really enjoyed it. I just think that the dialogue was a little bit forced, so we're going to see if it gets better in the later chapters. Alright, so moving on to books that I'm currently reading. I have been reading The Name of the Wind, listening to The Name of the Wind on audiobook for a very long time. I'm about, I don't know, like 3/4 of the way through with it right now, I believe. I absolutely love that story. I need to just finish it because I love Kvothe, I love the storyline, I love everything. I think I'm just having a disconnect between listening to audiobooks, because most people listen to them in the car on the way to work, and I tend to really like to listen to music. So that's kind of, I need to find time to sit down and actually listen to it, whether it's like when I'm editing or when I'm doing dishes or something like that. But the next book that I'm reading is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. As you guys know, I'm actually buddy reading this with a friend. I'm falling behind on my buddy read because I don't know why. It's definitely one of those books that requires your full attention. So when we get onto the later part of this video, you'll see kind of how I'm going to plan time to sit down and read that. But I am loving it so far. It definitely has that like cozy winter month feel to it, and it has magic and intrigue, and I really like it so far, but I just really need to sit down and finish it. And the next book that I'm reading is actually by A. Marie, but it's also by a bunch of different authors. It is Because You Love to Hate Me, 13 Tales of Villainy. I have to say some of these stories were complete misses for me. I also don't like a lot of the like extra chapters after each short story that the booktubers did. I might be alone on this, but it feels very weird. It like takes me out of it, which I know it's a short story compilation, so that's a bit strange, but I tend to like to read a short story and absorb it and not be bombarded with a bunch of information afterwards. It's not something that I'm really enjoying. I think I'll probably give it like 2 stars maybe. It was okay. I'm almost done with it, but it's not my favorite book I've ever read, so I don't know. But I hope you guys liked it. I'm just not really enjoying it. Alright, so the next couple of things I have here are actually things that I have picked up this month that I'm super thankful to have that have helped me in my reading. Now, if you guys know me, I tend to carry books around in my bag with me. It is like my go-to kind of, you know, I bring it to work with me. I have like a bag that has separate pockets, so like it's a big bag, and then on the inside there's 2 sides to it. So I tend to put like my books, my Kindle, things like that on one side, and then on the other side I tend to put like, you know, like my wallet, my phone, you know, other crap so that it doesn't get ruined. But I was noticing my books were still taking a lot of damage. So the first thing that I did actually pick up this month that has been really vital in helping me, you know, keep my books safe is actually this. It is a book sleeve. It is by Baby My Book, and I have to say, out of all the book sleeves I have seen and felt and touched, I think that this is probably my favorite. I think they are so well made, so like well constructed. You guys can find them on Etsy, you can find their Instagram page, but the thing that I really love about these is it has like a Velcro clasp at the top of it, so you can really keep things in. I can carry like a large hardcover book. I think at this point right now, yeah, I have God's Grave in here because I'm intending on reading it, but I do also keep The Bear and the Nightingale in here with it, and as you guys can see, there's a lot of room inside of these, and I think they're such wonderful things to have, as well as it has a front pocket, so if you keep like, you know, sticky notes, if you annotate your books, if you want to keep like, I have an extra bookmark in here, things like that. I think that these are wonderful, and I'm really glad with the size. This is the hardcover size. As you can tell, it's about the size of my head, but these are so well made and they have such beautiful designs. I got the galaxy design, which is like a running theme for my stuff recently, but I really love this and I'm so glad that I picked it up. Like I said, it's so sturdy and it feels so beautifully like crafted. So I would definitely recommend this if you guys are looking for a book sleeve. Now the next thing I want to talk about is actually my Kindle, but not just my Kindle, but also libraries as a resource. This is the Kindle that I bought. I have the Fire 8 tablet, I believe. It's like the 10-inch one. I am loving having this, but more than that, I'm loving having the ability to rent library books. I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can actually sign up for something. It's called Overdrive, which is through your local library, and you can download Kindle books, audiobooks, you know, aside from just renting books from the library, and you can keep them on your tablet. And once you finish them, you just kind of return them through your Amazon app, like on the actual website, and I'm loving this. A lot of the books that I have been reading recently, books that I've been waiting for forever to read, books I just don't really have time to go to the library all that often, even with one being right down the street from me. It's quite small, so they don't have everything, but with this I can actually rent from Columbus Public Library, the Metropolitan Library, which if you guys did not know is one of the biggest libraries in the country. So I do have like a wonderful library system here, so I'm taking full advantage of that. So this month, in getting more reading done, because it is quite convenient just to bring this to work with me or bring this, you know, to like a doctor's appointment or whatever, I have really been loving using my Kindle, and I'm really loving using the library source as a, you know, like the library as a resource. So if you guys are interested in something like that, if you need more help setting it up, ask me down below and I will totally walk you through it. I think it's absolutely wonderful, and I think it is a great thing to have in your arsenal when it comes to getting your reading done for the month. Now the last thing I have here is something that I picked up that actually just got delivered today, but I'm really excited to show you guys because I think it is incredibly helpful. A lot of you guys that follow me on Twitter have heard me talk about this recently, but it would be my planner. This is from Plum Paper. I am so excited to have this, you guys. If you guys are not familiar with Plum Paper, or if you are into planners, things like that, and you don't know who they are, you need to check them out. They are so detailed. My best friend Sid actually picked one up as well, and the one that she got is actually teacher. So it's like for teachers because she is a teacher. And it has like, you know, all the subjects you need to teach, and it just breaks it down so wonderfully. And I wanted to kind of show you guys how I have mine broken down in a way that works best for me. If you are a budding booktuber, you know, if you're just like me and you don't really like go to school, you just kind of work and you do this and you want something, you know, like and you want like a tool to really help you with that, I wanted to show you guys kind of how I laid my planner out this year. Okay, so when you first open it to like the monthly, there is like a monthly overview. I won't show you that because obviously they're exactly the same. But this is obviously the first week of January. So here I have, you know, the little tiny calendar, and then up top I have a brain dump. I was trying to do bullet journals, but I just don't have it in me. I think it's just too much work for me and I don't really have the time. So I do have like a brain dump section over here, maybe for like, you know, just things I want to accomplish, just random thoughts that I have throughout the week. And then this is the books that I am currently reading, have read, ratings on them, you know, just kind of how I want to, you know, just keep tabs on what I've read, things that I need to do reviews on. And then over here is my YouTube section, videos I need to film, dates that I need to film them, and so on. And then over here, obviously, we have the weekly layout for every day. So I really like this because it gives me a little bit of space, but before I had so much space to write what I was doing, and it was actually kind of making me feel bad, like I wasn't doing enough. And I noticed that that made me want to fill it with menial things. So I did just kind of slim down it. So for each day, we have like a little section, and I really love having this. I think that it is a great resource if you guys are a planner person, if you guys are looking to become a planner person. I would definitely check this out. Now I have to say it's a little bit more expensive. I think with shipping I paid $52 for a yearly planner, but I have to say it's so well like made. It's so well thought out. I have like a budget in here as well. I have a to-do list at the back. I think it's great. And like I said, if you guys are looking for a planner, I think that this is a great company to look into. You can totally customize them. Like on mine, I have obviously the year. You can put your name on it if you want to. You can change the colors, the cover, and then I also have impossible is just an opinion on the bottom of it because I am really striving to get things done in 2018. So I will leave a link for this down below if you guys are interested. Now the next two things that I have here are actually sort of notebooks, but I really wanted to show them because I think they are very, very helpful. As you guys know, I've spoken about before, trying to be more positive every day. So I did actually pick this up from Marshall's. It is a notebook and it just says positive thoughts daily. And what I've been doing is actually writing down every single day things that I'm thankful for, the things that I'm struggling with. I've been speaking to a couple of you guys in the comments recently on how I'm trying to maintain positivity, and this is my biggest weapon. I really just write out my day and then I try to actually write out and focus on the things that I'm thankful for, and it is super helpful. I just wanted any kind of notebook. I didn't really care what kind. I really like this one though because it was super inexpensive. I think it was like $5 or $6, and then it does have on each day like a date tab, although I never have enough to fill one page. I always just do like, you know, 3/4 of a page or something like that. But I really, really enjoy having this, and I think that it is a great tool if you are also trying to maintain positivity in 2018, which I know a lot of you are, so I wanted to share this with you guys. And the last thing I have to speak about is for reading, and I'm really excited to have this. It is beautiful as well. I really just want my whole life to look like this. It is a reading log sheet journal. So every single month, if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says here like book title, author, publisher, when it was published, the genre, nonfiction or fiction, and what genre in that, date started, date finished, star reviews, would you recommend it? And then in this section you have like a book review that you can write, although obviously, you know, mine's gonna be a little bit bigger than that, and then memorable quotes from the book. I think that this is such a good thing to have in my purse with me if I am, you know, reading a book at work or something like that, because I tend to not want to annotate my books. I will stick sticky notes in them sometimes, but I don't like highlight or mark in them or anything like that. I'm sorry if you guys can hear my air. It just kicked on. It's very cold in here. But I think this is a great thing to have if you guys are looking for, you know, just like something to stick all your thoughts in as you're reading a book if you are like me and you don't like to shove it inside of the actual book that you are reading. Alright, now the last thing that I wanted to go over today is actually something that I am thankful for this month. So I have to say the thing that I am most thankful for this month is how much I am affected just by the simple change in the year. I don't know about you guys, but I feel completely renewed in a sense than I was in 2017. I know it's only like one more second, one more day, and it shouldn't really matter, but I have so much more drive and energy, and you know, I'm like really standing up for like my mental health when it comes to like other people. I'm just really taking care of myself, and I'm so thankful that a new year can bring that about in people. And I hope you guys are able to like find some sort of happiness in 2018. I know 2017 was really hard for a lot of people, but I really am wishing all of you the best. I know a lot of the comments that I've been reading are, you know, how awful 2017 was, and I think that that's something that we all kind of share, unfortunately. But I hope you guys are able to have an amazing 2018, and I hope you guys are maybe gonna introduce, you know, like being positive about things and writing down things that you're thankful every day. I think that's very, very important. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry if it was a little bit choppy, but like I said, I've never done this before, but I did want to include it because I'm not vlogging right now, but I wanted to kind of do like, you know, mid-month check-ins. But I was definitely inspired by Book Rose. So if you guys are not following her by some crazy chance, you can find her on my YouTube channel in the channels I binge section of my homepage. But I absolutely love her, and she does this every single month. She does it a little bit differently, but I kind of wanted to put my own spin on it. But I hope you guys liked it either way, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!